of then Dr. Dhamathani, renowned as the Oxford Seattle, who is the founder and rector of the Shansei Buddhist University, taking place here in the Grand Volume of the Seventh.
Now let me inform you about today's program just brief. First of all, we will show you all a video about mindfulness to get you guys thinking at first. Then we will set goals and write down what we want to learn and expect to learn and from this workshop. Then there will be a Dhamma talk by Tayar, followed by a short meditation session. Afterwards, there will be a Q&A session, and again followed up by a short meditation session. Then there will be a lunch break, which will be from 11 to 12:30. After lunch, we will hand you all books, and we will have a discussion and get a chance to present what you have learned over the course of the day. Then this again will be followed up by a short meditation session. We will then show you all a video about the life of Buddha and ask you questions at the end.
If you have any questions, you can ask. If you have any questions or need help, you can ask one of us standing here or the general volunteers on the showing up. And the first session will now start with the congregation reciting Dhamၼdha together 3 times. Paul, we respect that we request you to deliver the Dhamၼdha.
First, we hold our palms together like this as a symbol of respect. Respect to the Buddha who taught mindfulness 2,600 years ago, and also respect to everyone present in this room. So it is an Indian tradition where Buddhism came from. So we just put our hands together like this. And we are going to recite Namo-tata. Namo-tata bhagavato arahato Dhamma-tata. Namo-tata bhagavato arahato Dhamma-tata. Namo-tata bhagavato arahato Dhamma-tata. Good morning once again, everyone. Today we are going to be learning a skill called mindfulness. Mindfulness meditation. Okay? Mindfulness meditation. This is to help you to manage your stress when you have a lot of homework, a lot of deadline, and on top of that, some social activities creeping in, and you need to juggle all your activities, your schedules together. As you grow older, as you go into the next grade, you will find yourself busier and busier. You can only expect this. And one day, just like me and your parents, you will also be going to university. And if you learn how to manage stress at an early age, like you do, okay, you're going to be happier than any other people, because managing stress means healing yourself emotionally. Okay, we need to heal ourselves emotionally each day. At Oxford University, where I come from, there is a program called .me. We have a mindfulness center, Oxford Mindfulness Center. Clinical psychologists, neurologists, and meditators, and also Buddhist monks like me, we work together how to help people reduce their stress. For now, more than 370 schools in England and Wales have taken up mindfulness to help them reduce their stress. It is a secular form of meditation, if you like. But here, me being a Buddhist monk, in this robe, there is some Buddhist element in this. First, I'll be showing you a clip from the Oxford Mindfulness Center is called .B program. Just can we have the volunteers? Can we have the whiteboard? Yeah, okay. I'd like to give the name of give them the name. But let's see. Maybe up there. Just shit and not do that. Not do that. Sorry, not do that. Yeah. Where is the pen? Soft pen. The program is called .B. Okay, this is a dot, and B simply B. The name of the program .B. Dot means full stop. When you are very stressed out, your mind is spinning. You just don't know where you are emotionally. You cannot catch up with yourself. You're overwhelmed by your own emotion. If that happens, it's likely you won't understand the person sitting next to you, your friend. If it happens at home, it's likely that you understand your sibling or your mom and dad. You won't understand what they're saying, or they won't understand because you're just being overwhelmed emotionally. At that moment, you need to stop a little while, maybe a minute, 60 seconds exactly, and just be present. Just connect with yourself. Just connect with your emotion. Breathe. Just stop and breathe. A simple technique has been there thousands of years. In India, they say 5,000. Okay, 5,000 years of Indian history. In terms of Buddhism, it's 2,600 years. This is the technique that people have used, and now there's a scientific evidence of this. So .B is the first thing we are going to be learning. After we have seen this program, I'm going to introduce you how to actually do it. Okay, and we do maybe about 4 minutes, 5 minutes meditation. I ask you how long we should be doing. Okay. So now, Vinda, can you put on the slide? Can you switch on the light here? Thought B.
When I first took my mindfulness class, I didn't really understand it. Because, you hear about this, like, philosophical ideas, like in the news and stuff, we just think it has no relevance to it. So I was just really paying attention at all. I was just, like, talking to my friends and doing whatever. And then, like, the second mindfulness class, I actually found it really, really helpful. And I started to use it in day-to-day life, like my brother, my homework.
Once you've done your homework, just do the break, so you can't just lie down and sleep. It only takes like 10 minutes or so much to still actively.
So mindfulness is essentially about attention, and it's about being able to attend to whatever you choose to attend to, and inhibit things that come to mind.
I'd say my best definition of mindfulness
it's not about developing fantastic meditative skills that you need in 63 hours and not engage in the world, but actually that allow you to recognise that emotional states are able to be controlled.
I'm a psychologist by training, and one of the things that is most striking about teaching mindfulness classes I teach them within the NHS that before to recover depression is it's incredibly energizing. So there's a lot of enthusiasm around mindfulness. There's interest in the media, there's interest in Westminster, right the way throughout the system. And what we're trying to do at the University of Oxford and Exeter and Bangor and other places is begin to make sure that some of the really fundamental questions we have around mindfulness are underpinned by good science. Last year, what we did was we ran a feasibility study with 522 young people in secondary schools, and what we found was that levels of stress and low-grade depressive symptoms went down in those who received the mindfulness training compared to control groups. And what was most interesting about this study was in the exam period, the difference between the mindfulness schools and the non-mindfulness schools became larger. So people seem to be able to use the mindfulness most at times of greater stress.
When you know they actually work, you will actually do it to try and help you. You won't just be doing it because control you. It's just another thing that you learn that can help you. Like, when you first learn maths, an equation that helps you do your test, or when you first learn science, helps you for this, helps you for that. So I think this was an all-rounder and helped you for everything.
You never realise how actually loud and noisy what we were like is. You're constantly talking, someone shouting somewhere. You just take a step back and realise, wow, how have I been doing this for so long?
In my class, we were texting each other, stop me, the duck stand for stop, and the beat stands for just be yourself in the moment, also be mindful of actual texting your friends. So you don't say stop, leave me, you just say, stop me. Which I think is quite smart to do. So when your friends are saying, oh, I've got to do my homework, you can just say stop me.
They love going around teaching their parents what they've work this has been very well received among staff and teachers within the school, within the academy.
The next step is we for the school to help us roll out mindfulness interventions in school.
I would say schools who've heard about mindfulness and are considering introducing it, don't start with a blanket approach. Starting with staff will prove its worth, and sharing that with children becomes much more natural.
As a child, I was incredibly anxious. I would have minor panic attacks about studying tests. I would dread school, and I would find it difficult to sleep, quite highly strung as an 8-year-old. Luckily, I've grown out of that quite a bit, but also mindfulness has played a huge part in that. Being able to just unwind me from the ball of stress that I allow myself to become, just think, right, take a moment, it's not that bad, it's going to be okay. So having that as a child in school would have done wonders for me, I think.
Okay, dot B is the program, and the keyword, what's the keyword from what you have heard now? Mindfulness. In Burmese, we usually call this the deep hava, the deep yuga, that sort of thing. Mindfulness comes from that word. Is the original word is that one. In S-A-T-I, sati, that's the. So this is the name of the program. This is the theme, mindfulness, and the original word is called sati. In terms of history, in the Buddhist tradition, we trace back to 2,600 years. Now it's time to do some practice. I'm going to be explaining some of the things that you can expect. What we are going to be doing is we're going to be combining two activities. One is what we call physiological activity, that is physical activity. The second one is psychological activity. So we are going to be uniting them. We are going to be developing a habit so that these two activities don't create any conflict. Okay. Well, the physiological activity is breathing. If we don't breathe, we don't live. So breathing is that important. Okay. Breathing is very important. But usually people just breathe. They take it for granted. They are not aware if they breathe enough. Breathing is about supplying oxygen to your lung. Sometimes people don't do that because they are so occupied with something else. Sometimes with their phone, sometimes with what other people are doing, not what they are doing. They get distracted easily. So here, when we get distracted, that's the psychological part, okay? Not the physiological part anymore. It's about attention. It's about attention. So the psychological part is the attention. When we breathe and we pay attention to the breath, that attention is the psychological activity, psychological function. Okay? And the breathing itself is the physiological function. So if you can pay attention to the breath, you are actually combining two activities. You are actually harmonizing the mind and the body. The body here represented by the breath, and the mind by the attention. So two breathing and then attention. Breathing plus attention. Can you see this at the back? I'm sorry if it's not big enough. It's red. This is breathing. This is attention. Maybe you can't see. Can you see now? This is red. This is breathing. This is attention. In the middle, it's called plus. Okay, it's a plus sign. This is a very important skill. You either have it or you don't have it. Okay. If you have it, you don't get easily irritated. If you don't have it, you will. Okay. If slight thing goes wrong, you get irritated all day. You won't be a happy person. So if you are kind to yourself and if you are kind to your friends, at least this is one of the options that you can use to help you and to help them. Now I'm going to describe a technique. A technique is called 3R. 3R. The first R is called recognize, register. We can say register. The first R is register. The first R is register. The first R is register. The second R is release. The third R is return. I'm going to be explaining them. Register means recognize. What do we register? We register our emotion because we need to know what's happening. Register also means acceptance. Acceptance. Okay? It also means acceptance. When I breathe in, if I tell myself, breathing in, I'm registering my breathing. When I'm agitated, if I say to yourself, I think this is agitation. This is called register, to register our feeling, to register our emotion. So instead of running away from it, like Charles Darwin said, fight and flight. Okay? Instead of fighting our own agitation, and also instead of running away from our agitation, what do? We recognize it so that we understand. So the first one is register. We register that, and then we release it. We let go, we let it go. And return. Where do we return? We return home. Okay? It's not the home where you live with your parents. This is the home of your attention. We choose one particular object to place our attention. So here we're going to be choosing breathing. Okay? Breathing as the center of our attention. As the center of our attention. Volunteers, can anyone help me draw? I can't say I'm very bad at drawing. I just don't know it. Can someone help me? Or maybe some of the teachers, can you help me? A spider. Yes, please. A spider web and a spider in the middle. Thank you, Nathan.
I have to accept I'm not really great at this.
You're going to be a lot better than me.
Spider web.
A spider web. Then a spider in the middle. Thank you. Okay, this is a spider web. This is spider. This is a spider. A spider stays right in the middle. Okay. First, what it does is that it forms its web. But it doesn't stay at the corner. Instead, it stays in the middle. And very quiet. Okay. Very alert. The spider is very alert in the middle. Quiet and alert. But sometimes we call this relaxed and alert. That's the quality of the spider. Then, from time to time, you're going to see small insects falling on this. Can you put some? This is a small insect, which has fallen on the web. The spider will just go and eat it. And what it does after that, it will return to the middle. That's what it means, return. Return. To return to the middle. The middle is the home for the spider. The spider, okay, after it has formed its web, it makes the middle, the center, is home. So if you and me, if we want to know our emotion, if we want to be in touch with our emotion, we need to have, thank you, man. We need to have the center where we call home, okay? So this is home. I'm going to write down, this is home. This is home, okay? The insect, the smaller insect, falling on the web, they are like distraction. Those distractions, you cannot ignore them. And you cannot run away from them. You have to recognize them and then let them go, register and release. Register and release. So 3R, a 3R's technique. Register, release and return. Or recognize, release and return. Breathing is the home, it's the center of our attention. We're going to be focusing on the breath. As we do so, we'll be counting our breathing. As we breathe in, we'll be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we breathe out. Again, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5. You've got to expect that your mind will wander. When your mind wanders, just accept it. Okay, this is wandering mind. It's okay. Don't blame yourself for that. You don't need to feel guilty. It's natural. Okay? You need to accept it. And don't ignore that either. Is it clear? The instruction, is it clear? What about you? Is it clear? Are you ready to do the practice? Now I want to ask you, how long you want to do this? 5 minutes or 1 hour? How do I know? How many volunteers can you help? Okay, how long? Oh. Can we get a compromise in between? Okay, between 1 hour and can you calm down a little bit and can you go up a little bit? 5 minutes. Can you increase a little bit?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. 6 minutes.
50 minutes.
I think we begin with 6 minutes. Okay, we begin with 6 minutes, and we'll be doing this a few more times today, okay? A few more times. But this one is called mindfulness, okay? The foundation of mindfulness. Just one more thing before we close our eyes and start focusing on our breath. You've got to learn how to relax your body. Okay? Don't tense up. Just learn how to relax your body. If you want to lean on the chair, it's okay. But keep your feet together and keep your palms together. Relax your shoulders. Relax the muscles around your head. The muscles around your forehead. Relax them. And when you breathe, breathe slow and gentle. Okay, and you're going to be closing your eye just slightly. While Wendy or Grace, can you time Okay, 6 minutes. Thank you. Okay, we can start now. Breathe in gentle and slow. Count 1 to 5. As you breathe in, and the same when you breathe out. Don't fight with your thought, just accept them. Then return to the breath. Slow and gentle breathing. This on. Volunteer for that. Can you help me? Can you raise this? Yeah, a compiel. Can you raise it all? I'm going to sum up what we have just said here. The topic is mindfulness. Mindfulness. Mindfulness of what? Mindfulness of breathing. Okay. Mindfulness of breathing. Some of you may have been aware of not just your breathing, but also your wandering mind. So we can say mindfulness of breathing, mindfulness of the mental activities. Then what we focus on is already here, is breathing. It's the breath that we focus on. So what's the technique? What's the technique we use? We use 3R. That's the technique that we use. What do we do what's the purpose? The purpose is to harmonize the mind and the body. Okay, to harmonize. The mind and the body. The mind in the form of attention, the body in the form of breathing. And what's the metaphor we use? What's the simile? We use it a spider web. Okay. Has anyone got any question? How did you feel? How did you feel for the 6 minutes effort? Relaxing. Okay, what about you? What does it mean, thumbs up? Okay. What about you, this side boys? How did you feel? For 6 minutes, calm, you feel calm. Do you feel more connected with your friends?
No.
No? Oh, okay. That means I think you need 1 hour.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone has got any question? Volunteer, can you bring Can you get ready with microphone? Wireless microphone. If anyone has any question, even from the teachers, it's okay. If you have any question, please. Can you please? The teacher.
Just raise your hand so we'll be passing the
Over there.
When did you fall asleep?
I think you need to congratulate yourself. Seriously, because many people, they can't sleep and they have to take a pill. And the first thing, when people fall asleep during the working hour, what they do is to blame themselves, to feel guilty. I don't think that's helpful. Sleepiness is a sign that the body has a message to you. The body has a message. So sleepiness is a message that we need to read with compassion. So by recognizing the sleepiness, and if we just give ourselves maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, trying to rest the mind. Breathe in and out, slow and gentle. That will recharge you. Okay.
How long do you meditate each day?
How long do I meditate? Morning in the monastery in Oxford, morning 45 minutes, in the afternoon or evening 45 minutes. This with a group meditators. In Myanmar itself, different meditation centers, they meditate the length of meditate, the duration of meditation differs from place to place. It ranges from 1 hour to, I think, 5 hours. A place called the Yangon, they meditate. They can meditate up to 5 hours. I think later, so we will be reading some books. One of those books claim the scientists they have taken brain images of people who meditate. People who meditate just 10 minutes a day. They accumulate 10 minutes. And once, you have clocked up maybe about 8 hours, you don't get stressed out very often because you change your neuron, which area of your brain you're going to activate. If you are very stressed out, there's one area which is active. If you are calm, there's a different area which is active. So you need to switch, from stress-related area to a calm-related area. Microphone is
what is the preferred time for us to meditate?
The proper time to meditate.
No, the preferred time.
The preferred time. Which time of the day?
No, how long?
How long? Well, according to scientists in the West, they started with 8 minutes. But I think in my experiment, I have tried 3 minutes also. You just have to do it every day. 3 minutes. And I have come up with a formula that I started in Madrid last year during a meditation retreat. Just 1 minute meditation, but 4 times a day. Quattro ministro meditation, 4 minutes meditation. The first thing, you wake up in the morning, before you get up, breathe in and out, just for 1 minute. You start your day with calmness and focus. And the second one, after your breakfast, before you rush to school. Second, because that's the time that you are so distracted. The third one, after your school, before you return home. And the last one, before you go to bed. So just 1 minute each. Okay. We have more time for questions. Maybe we need microphone. Come, Chris. Okay. Wait.
I'm actually very loud. What are the benefits of meditating alone as opposed to a group? And do you recommend one or the other, or do they have different benefits? Because you mentioned your group meditation, but I also feel like you're also saying that you should, when I wake up in the morning, that would be a time I don't think I'd call my friends in. So what would be the benefits of
Thank you, sir, for your question. Very good pick. Well, we should start with a group meditation. That's where we draw inspiration. That is what we call group support. If you do it yourself, when you get busier, perhaps you will just drop it. We have a lot of excuses not to do it, than to do it. So, in Oxford, people drive 1.5 hours to 2 hours just to meditate with me for 45 minutes. If they drive 1 hour, so a return journey is 2 hours. Because at home they can't do it. They can't do it. The environment and everything, it takes time to create. But if we can only meditate in a group, we become so dependent. So we need to learn how to meditate ourselves and take on those challenges, those excuses, those distractions. The main thing is to watch our mind. I haven't used one word here, a very important one. It's called non-judgmental mindfulness. Your mindfulness should be non-judgmental. Non-judgmental means if your mind wanders, don't say it's bad. If your mind is very concentrated, don't say it's good. Just observe what a wandering mind does. And just observe what a calm mind brings. We trust the nature. And it will tell you what is it. So, you will see in Myanmar itself, Mingun Meditation Center, one of the a dozen or so traditions here, they have individual huts for meditators. So they just meditate alone. In other places like Mahasi, or group meditation. But you have individual walking meditation, and you're supposed to be mindful even when you are alone.
When you're hit by bad news or
Yes.
unfavorable outcomes, how do you apply mindfulness to the moment you found out that something's going to go wrong?
Very good. This is the kind of question which is relevant to all of us. I have gone through this kind of thing, in education and also in working life. The first thing we need to know is the reaction that is coming out of our mind. We call this sometimes habitual reaction. When that reaction comes out, usually people try to suppress it because it's too much for them. It's too painful. They want to suppress it. But some people, instead of suppressing it, they either blame other people or they blame themselves. All of these, they make the bad feeling worse. So what we need to do is to breathe in and out, and then recognize the emotion that is there, the negative emotion. Maybe fear, maybe worry, maybe anxiety. We need to name them. We can name, register, release, and return. Register. Okay, this is anxiety. This is anxiety. And release it. This is fear. This is fear. And release it. Come back to breathing. If we do this, fear will still be there. Worry will still be there. But it won't become overwhelming. This is the first thing we can do to ourselves. Then the next step, what we can do is, we can tell ourselves, I am not alone. Because at that time, we usually feel alone. Okay, I want to tell you that I think when I was 15, I failed my exam. And I didn't want to talk to people for 5 days. I didn't talk to anyone. I felt that I was alone. Actually, many people, many monks, many novices just like me. But at that time, I couldn't connect with them. That is why I felt so bad. After 5 days, I realized there were many people just like me. So we need to tell ourselves, I am not alone. If at that time, it can also happen that whatever good, whatever achievement we have had, we just forget them. Usually we forget them. So it's good to make some attempt to reconnect with them, to revisit some of the achievement that we have had. Okay.
Can we meditate in any position?
Where are you now?
Can we meditate in any position?
Sure. There is a walking meditation, sitting meditation. You wouldn't believe there's also lying meditation. Before you fall asleep, if you can be mindful, there's eating meditation. I should describe this because very soon you're going to have your lunch. Eating meditation, we call mindful eating. Mindful eating. You can try this when you, for one bite, try to chew for about 20 times. If you do this, you're going to find out how impatient you are. And if you don't chew properly, then your tummy will have to work harder to digest the food. So it's kinder to your body if you chew more. That's called mindful eating. And then when we do eating, we prefer this food to that food, this dish to that dish. A lot of judgmental mind. Then we can also observe those habits as well. If we observe those habits, if those habits don't become overwhelming, we will enjoy all the foods. Now we only enjoy certain food at a certain time. Our ability to enjoy the food is very limited. Why? Because our mind is judgmental. So today, when you go to lunch, remember you are meditating. The first maybe 5 minutes, you just eat in silence, okay? In silence, try to chew as long as possible. 20 times, 30 times. Good meditators, they chew about 40 times. 40 times. Yes. Any more comments and questions? Okay, maybe Albert, I pass the floor to you. To you. Wendy, Grace, for the next program. When are you distributing books?
In a little bit.
Okay, please.
Okay guys, we're gonna make groups and you guys are gonna set goals that you want to do for the rest of the day. So groups of 4 or 5, can you guys make groups of 4 and 5 and set goals on what you want to do for the rest of the day? Write them down. You have 10 minutes. We'll be collecting your goals say 9.
You can have okay, 4 people, just 4 people. Okay, not more than some of them. Okay, it seems to be more. Maybe some of you can walk and help them. Some of them, the group may be bigger.
Just will be collecting it in 8 minutes, so.
You guys can set groups of 5 or bigger. Feel free to move around and discuss.
Go and help them. Walk in the middle.
Could you guys please write your names on the paper? And then it's fine if it's just on one paper. We'll just be collecting one from each team. Thank you.
Albert. We have more books here. Okay, you can use this. How many? I can answer the question.
Guys, it's just one sheet from each group, so please be aware of that.
You can sit in a circle. You can sit in a circle. Yes, you can sit in a circle.
So what we want you to basically do is have a list of stuff that you want to have completed by the end of the day. Whether it's goals,
me.
or activities you want to do.
Later you can skip through this. And before the end of the day, you can return it to me, okay? Before you do it, yeah. Thank you. It's okay, sir. Thank you.
Guys, 5 more minutes. You have time, so please think carefully what you can. Guys, we will be asking each person from each group to give one goal and present it to everyone, so please make it appropriate for everyone in the room. Thank you.
Guys, 1 more minute.
Chris, where they're going to be presenting a...
we're just going to have them stand up.
Okay, and you pass the microphone to them. You got to... Okay.
The mic's on the table. Yeah, the one's
Can everyone please take their seats?
Wow.
We'll be passing the mics around and you guys can just stand up and talk about it.
We'll start here at the top.
When you present, could you stand up?
Hey guys,
guys please respect the person that's about to speak now?
So only one.
If you could explain why you chose what
To fully understand mindfulness, because that's what we came here for.
Okay, thank you. Could you pass it out to the next group?
Hey guys, please listen. To make sure the center of your attention is on breathing when you're meditating.
Could one of you explain why?
Why? Because that's what he told us to do.
Thank you.
Can I ask you one question, me? Yes. How did you find that? Okay, when your focus was on the breath.
When you do that, it calms you down and it makes you concentrate on only one thing and not anything around you.
Yes. Thank you.
Our goal is that we need to learn how to use 3 R's because we need to have a habit of having accept, let go, and attention.
Thank you. Guys, could you guys, one of you stand up and present?
Our main goal is to further learn about the 3 R's techniques so that people know more in depth on how we can focus on meditation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We need to learn the history of Buddha because we want to know how it started.
Thank you. Actually, we have a clip to show you later. Thank you.
Thank you. In the afternoon, we'll be showing a video on how the life of Buddha. So yeah. Okay. Next group, please.
When? We have a clip ready. When should we do this?
Learn how to recognize wandering thoughts and stuff.
Thank you.
How to release negative emotions mindfully?
Okay.
How to try out the different types of meditation, so like sitting, walking, sleeping, eating, etc.
Oh, thank you.
Our goal is to learn to be more patient and control our emotions with a clear mind while meditating.
Thank you. I think, okay. I need to take some notes.
Our goal is to learn the right way to meditate because it will help us with our present life.
Thank you.
goal is to be able to study easier and more efficiently because when we meditate, we feel less stress and more peaceful.
Hello, yang họ bắp nốt họ sang họ mang không mang hello cái họ này sao họ cầm map anh cầm chém.
Our goal is to meditate as a group and understand group support.
Thank you.
Our goal is to learn how to get rid of stress because we have so much stress in our minds right now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Our goal is to not zero or lifelong meditation.
Thank you.
Our goal is to meditate at least 6 minutes because it helps calm your mind.
Thank you.
Okay. Our goal is to meditate 1 minute every day.
Thank you. Next group.
Our goal is to meditate 10 minutes a day.
Thank you.
Our goal is to learn to meditate without too many wandering thoughts.
Our goal is to get over anxiety because when you have anxiety, we usually overthink things. So just to keep our minds clear.
Thank you. Next group.
Our main goal is to eat food so that we can do eating meditation.
Thank you.
Our goal is to chew at least 20 times. Our goal is to chew at least 20 times when eating.
Thank you. Seems like you're all ready for lunch soon. Next group, please.
Our goal is to learn how to deal with anxiety and depression.
Thank you.
Our goal is to teach our parents everything we learned here, including the 3 R's technique and being mindful.
Thank you.
The teachers have 2 goals. I'll narrow it down to a couple. But one of those would be a goal to learn how to build meditation stamina. And another one is we'd like to know if you have any tips for starting a meditation group at school.
Thank you. Since we've completed the presentation, the volunteers will go around collecting the papers from each group.
After we have a game that you guys will participate in just to get you guys moving because you guys have been sitting down since 9.
someone stop playing with their mic? Thank you.
Please.
So that they can like move around a little bit.
Okay.
Michael and Vaughn, could you take the stage to introduce the game for everyone? Thank you.
Okay, since you guys are very stressed, we're gonna play a fun game of rock, paper, scissors. There's a twist to it. There are 5 stages to this game: egg, a chicken, a monkey, a human, and the last stage is where you're meditating. So in this game, when you win, you play with one person, right? And when you win, you evolve to the next stage. And you can only play with the people if you're in the same stage. So an egg can play with an egg, a human plays with a human. Does that make sense? Yes. So in this time, you guys can go around. And
wait, could you demonstrate?
Guys, act it out too.
Oh, so you guys have to act it out too. So use your imagination.
So now Michael and water both eggs right now.
So both eggs.
Go on.
Yeah.
They have to do it mindfully.
Yeah. You guys have to do it mindfully. Okay, so now, since I won, I'll become a chicken now. And the egg. Pretty simple. Got it? And this chicken will continue and we'll find another chicken. Okay, so everybody's an egg now. Go around.
Guys, stand up and move around. And once you reach the final stage, just sit back down in your seat.
For his competence for the exercise.
Guys, could you listen for 1 second? Stop whatever you're doing right now. Guys, 1 second please. We have one more part Olympics play.
Guys, right now I'm not seeing any of you guys acting like chickens, monkeys, or pigs. So, guys, remember that you have to act like
And
remember that the last stage is for you to be meditating. Come back to your seat. And
thatเขาเล่นเกมเนี่ยมันมี4เกมนะเพราะอ่านนะเขาหุ้มแล้วอ่ะพอเฮ็ดสังคุยซีเนี่ยสะบอนเนี่ยไม่ได้ออกมาให้สังได้ออกมาเป็นไก่ย่างออกมาเป็นมังคีนั่นน่ะนะพอเฮ็ดซึ่งไหนเขาดิเลเรียนนะเขาเลยดิเลเฮ็ดทางนั่นน่ะ acting นั่นน่ะ
ก็มือเหตุแอคชั่นนั่นที่เรามาซ้ำกันด้วยจะออกมาอีกครั้งนั่นนะเหมือนซึ่งมือเขาเรียกนะเอ็นซันวิซี่ไม่นั่นเนี่ย
Guys, once you reach the last stage, sit back down in a meditative position, please.
Anh khơi hụt anh sẽ này khơi được quả chân trộm bị nè ná cấp nắm cấp nắm được quả bị liên suốt lo anh sẽ này xâm liệtเลยเขาแน่ทบความเขาแน่นอนเลยนั่นน่ะเขาก็อันนะกว่าซุ่มเนี่ยซุ่มกันน่ะเขาเรียนเข้มมันเนี่ยพอได้เป็นแอกพอได้เป็นชิคเก้นพอได้เป็นมังคีน่ะเพราะยาวกว่าอะไรเฮ็ดหางนี่นั่นน่ะเพราะยาวกว่าแท้นั่นมันเฮ็ดให้เขาผ่อนคลายกำนึง
Guys, the last stage is of meditating human, so we're looking around the room and we're not seeing you guys meditating. The game ends when everyone's still meditating, okay? So...
อันร้อนเมื่อใครว่าตากลุ่มนั่นอันเขาเห็นเมื่อไหร่แต่เมื่อสอนผมเองเขาแก้มมันได้หน้าอะไรอ่ะมันได้หน้ากับตั้งอกรักอะไรอ่ะเองคนYes. When you do this, trying to breathe slow and gentle, or you can do deep and slow.
Guys, just a rock line.
Yes.
Not a talking human.
You have done it very good.
Alright, moving around human.
Because when you do that, fly slow and gentle, it's recharging you. Otherwise, okay, your energy is draining a lot, and then you recharge.
My mom does it all the time.
Oh, very good.
So this final stage is for you to be meditating for 5 minutes, and we'll be starting the timer right now. Thank you. We hope you all learn mindfulness with this game.
Slow and gentle breathing. Don't fight with your thought. Change to the habit of accepting. Acceptance of your thought as it is important. Then it will pass. Return to breathing. Don't blame yourself for having wandering mind. Just recognize this is wandering mind. This is automatic mind. Breathe in with compassion for your lung.
because your lung needs oxygen. Slow and gentle breathing. Just be mindful of the sensation. If there is any tension in the muscles around your head, if there is, just accept it. This is tension. This is tension. Be kind to the muscles because they are tired. They work hard. Be mindful of that and relax the muscles. Breathe in and out, slow and gentle. The areas around your ears, the muscles around your ears, sometimes they are tense because of stress, a sign of stress. So the first thing we need to do is recognize it. Okay, there is stress. Don't fight with stress. Instead, trying to be compassionate, trying to be kind to yourself. Stress is only a symbol. It's only a message. Once we understand this message, we can manage stress. Slow and gentle breathing. Slow and gentle breathing. Thank you. It's 5 minutes now.
There is one more activity planned for you guys. And Grace will be telling you guys about it.
First of all, we'll be separating you guys into groups of 4, and Wendy and Vaughn will count you guys off. And then 1s will be here, 2s will be here, 3s and 4s.
So 1's in this corner, 2 in the corner at the back, 3 in the corner over there, 4 up here.
Wait guys, don't go here, we're going to give you guys instructions first because this is going to be like a competition.
You can come here. You can come.
Alright, so the main goal is for you guys to line up from youngest to oldest, and we'll all be checking, and it's all based on birthdays and years and everything.
But you can't do it while talking. You have to use your hand signs or whatever you come up with. So you can't talk.
If you guys talk, you'll be disqualified automatically.
Yep, and the room has to be silent while you guys are doing this.
The first group that lines up from youngest to oldest will be dismissed for lunch first. We're all going to come around and check. Alright, can ones come here, twos, threes, and fours?
Remember, the room has to be silent.
Guys, no talking. Just go to the corners. When you start talking, your group will be disqualified.
Feel free to start whenever your entire group is there.
There will be a volunteer round checking your progress in each quarter. Is everybody in the groups? Okay, so on the count of three, we're gonna start, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. So what you have to do is line up from youngest to oldest without talking.
And make sure to include everyone, yeah?
There is no mouthing words, basically speaking. It's just a reminder that this game does not require speaking. It's a mindful game where you get to practice different sorts of communication. So just please be mindful with your actions and everything. When your group is done, raise your hands and the volunteers will come around to check.
Group 3 is done.
Okay, so where's the youngest? Okay, Okay, so you're gonna say your birthday to make sure that everyone's gonna say their birthday. To make sure that you guys are in the right way.
Oh, we want your days and month as well.
December.
December 2006. November. Yeah.
Okay, guys, the goal of this game is for you to be in the right order by the entire birthday. So now group 3 was in the wrong order. Does group 2 still want to go? Is group 2 ready? Oh, group 4, sir. Who's the youngest?
2007 August. July. June. 2006 October. 2006 October. 2006 October. 2006 October. October 2006. September 2006. July 2006. July 2006.
November 2005.
2005.
March 2006.
Alright, next group, who's ready?
Who else is ready? Group 3 and group 4, feel free to reorganize and tell us when you're done.
Guys, we'll be including the date as well, so, the day. It's both day, month, and the year.
Hey guys, make sure there's no talking. We're hearing whispers. Please be mindful. Be creative with your types of communication. Volunteers, please don't write down the birthdays, check. If you're ready, please raise your hand. Is group 2 ready?
Group 2 will come and check you.
Okay, we'll come to group 1 after group 2.
$1960.
1972.
2003. November.
2004 February.
2004 February.
7.
18.
April 2004.
June 12, 2004. June 15, 2004. August 2004. September 29, 2004. October 2004. November 2004. December 28, 2004. March 2005.
There is one error, isn't it? No. I heard a January in there.
Group 2, do you guys want to reorganize? And we're going to head to group 1.
Next group. Are there any groups ready?
Group 1.
Group 1.
20th century.
1988.
Wait. No, we just want to be sure.
1959.
January 2003. There's an error here.
Next group.
Which group is it?
Group 3.
Group 4. Group 4. Guys, please reorganize.
And no talking.
July 1976. May 22nd, 2003.
November 2003.
January 16, 2004.
January 22nd, 2004. July 29, 2004.
December 19, 2004.
December 20th, 2004. January 29, 2005. February 11, 2005.
February 24, 2005.
April 27, 2005.
1st, 2005.
September 21st, 2005.
November 11, 2005.
April 19, 2005.
Oh, there's an error.
November and April.
Alright, this group disqualifies. Next group, please.
This group. Okay, are you guys done? Or, okay, we'll move on to another group.
Volunteer, you're not supposed to help out. Hi, Kiefer.
1959.
Hi, Kiefer.
1988.
January 2003.
November 2003.
September 2003. February 25th, 2004.
April 15, 2004.
April 30, 2004.
July 2004.
January 9, 2004.
February 2005.
March 27, 2005.
January 6, 2006.
January 8, 2006.
July 2006. June 18, 2006.
July 16, 2006. July 10, 2006.
Error.
Next group, please.
Hey, there's no talking yet. Is there group 4 that's ready again? Was group 3 ready first?
They're still organizing over there.
Going to group 4. One more time.
Guys, no talking, remember?
July 1976. May 22nd, 2003.
November 2003.
January 16, 2004.
January 22nd, 2004.
July 29, 2004.
August 27, 2004.
December 19, 2004.
January 29, 2005. February 11, 2005. February 24, 2005.
April 2005.
April 27, 2005.
May 1st, 2005.
September 21st, 2005.
November 11, 2005.
February 19, 2006.
March 2006.
July 6,
July 10, 2006.
September 2006.
October 1st, 2006.
October 15, 2006. October 18, 2006. October 19, 2006. June 27, 2007. August 17, 2007.
So group 4 will be the first group. And then we'll still search for a second. So go for that group.
1972.
Sorry, group 4, can you guys please be a little quiet because the other group is speaking?
October 2005.
October 5, 2005. Is there an error right there? Alright, we'll move on to the next group.
Wait, Albert. Group 3.
May 22nd,
2003.
June 19th, 2003.
August 8th, 2003. November 2003, 15.
January 2004.
May 5, 2004.
February 2004.
Okay, there's an error here too.
Group 1, we're coming to you.
Yeah, group 1.
And volunteers, please be aware you're not supposed to help them out. Just checking.
Just starting. Sorry.
1959.
1988.
6, 2004.
February 2004. April 30, 2004.
You guys still know what's happening.
March 27, 2005.
June 18, 2006.
July 10, 2006. April 16, 2006. October 5, 2006.
January 11, 2004.
January 21st, 2004. May 31st, 2007. September 26, 2007. September 27, 2007.
This group is out. This is second group.
Okay, group 3 here says they're ready again.
$1973.
May 22nd, 2003.
June 19th, 2003.
August 8, 2003. November 15, 2003.
January 13, 2004. 20th February 2004.
May 5th, 2004. 2nd October 2004. February 25th, 2005. March 17th, 2005. All of March 2006. April 3rd, 2005.
April 5, 2005.
January 2nd, 2006. February 19, 2006. February 19, 2006. March 31st, 2006.
September 10th, 2006.
November 2, 2006.
November 16, 2006. November 24, 2006. December 4, 2006.
December 18, 2006.
March 1st, 2007.
April 5th, 2007.
April 11, 2007.
Group 3 is the last group.
Okay, ready, twos?
1972.
2003. February 18, 2010.
April 2004.
June 12, 2004.
June 15, 2004. September 2004. October 2004. November 2004.
February 2004.
March 2004. June 2004. October 19, 2005. November 7, 2005. February 3, 2006. April 12, 2006.
April 16, 2006.
Could you just...
January 2007.
July 27, 2007.
August 2007. October 2007. February 2008.
Thank you.
Before we set you guys off for lunch, we'll like to ask you guys a few questions, like what you guys learned from this whole activity, and one volunteer will go from each group and we'll ask.
So we'll start with the winning group over here, group 4. Stay in your group so that we can dismiss you for lunch in order. Does anyone want to speak about their experience?
I think that we learned a lot about meditation and mindfulness in this seminar because the topic is meditation and mindfulness, and we learned different techniques.
Thank you. So the second group.
We get to connect with strangers. We learn about mindfulness.
One more meditation.
I think you can dismiss this. So Albert, just remind them mindful eating. Okay.
Thank you. Group 3. Come on.
I learned how to control my anxiety and ways to calm my mind.
Thank you. So that's the completion of this activity, and we're going to start dismissing you for lunch. But before you all go, we're sending you off 10 minutes.